Valette looks different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Valette looks different, so she knows
Brox would be the
Brox.
familiar face.
Right. She's not approaching your group. She's not sitting with you guys or anything. She's off on her own. Looks like she's eating. Looks like a kind of brunch.
You care to join her, Brox? Or invite her to our table?
I do need to speak with her, but private. I'll wait until she's finished.
Well, in the meantime, a toast to Ian Lauren.
Yeah, indeed. Another fallen friend.
Well, that's if there's I like the dead silences. Those are the best. Let's go ahead and cut back to Ren, who basically said "F this" and left. Forget all these gnomes. I'm getting out of here. Where are you
Fuck
heading?
these gnomes, I'm out.
Kilgore's hammer.
All right. It'd probably take. I mean, if you trolley up, so another silver piece, it would be shorter. But if you're walking, that's fine too.
Yeah, whatever. Shorter is good.
Okay, pop the silver, and you probably arrive not too long after their dead silence kind of comes to a point where they're about to talk. So you enter into the tavern now.
Beautiful.
So wait, who was the other person you guys lost? Kidding, Sam wouldn't be that insensitive. So, how's the high and mighty one doing, Ren?
Ren chuckles to himself and recounts the mess at Gilbert's mansion. It's like they're multiplying. There's crap all over the floor. He's having a fit.
I wonder where my new room will be.
I wonder if that one archer guard lady of his has a spare bed, or if not, you know, she minds sharing one.
Freeform, guys, go nuts. I mean, don't bore me.
I thought that guard died.
No, she's leaving.
Different guard. Different guard.
Different.
So there's no Sarah with us right now.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, sir. It's so. What are we going to do next? You know, after all of that fun tower defense stuff.
Well, we know that the horse kind of got away, right? Like, we can't do that anymore. And we're
You
gonna
saw
have
the
to face
boat
her.
leaving, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see about the repercussions from failing on retaking the horse.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be pleasant. We might want to, you know, like, I don't know, do we have any place that we can go and hide? It's going to be a little bit harder, I think. Gilbert's family being around, but
Maybe
we could
a
try
visit,
going to ground.
a visit to meet Mardigan might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, he's going to be really happy with us.
Well, he is,
There's
so-called.
Amanda there, and Amanda is the head of that mercenary group.
Galen's watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if she'd want to be trapped up with some of our current.
She did offer to help us in the past.
I could invite her to join us. Amanda, come on over. Have a
Kinda
drink.
Looks over at her shoulder at you, and you can see that she's just finishing up the last bit of bread and mutton on her plate. She kind of slides it over to the barkeep, kind of looks to him and kind of raises one finger. He kind of, as she's walking across the bar, fills up a single mug, hands it to her. She takes it and moves over to your table. Takes the chair, spins it around, and basically William T. Rikers it.
Yeah, I love it.
Sits with you. and says, "It's a nice sword you got there," gesturing towards Brack, and Brack kind of nods his head.
I was wondering about that.
And then she kind of looks
Yeah,
over
these
to
guys gave it to me.
Broxgar and says, "Did you do what you needed to do?" And stares soul at rest.
I hope so. Fine.
John, from seeing Sarah still kind of inhabiting the sword, do I have any kind of take on that? Like, does it seem...
When she was fighting, it looks like she was doing so willingly. It looks like she had agency. So your presumption is that maybe she has something that she could have been released from the weapon, but it looks like she has something that she needs to fight for.
Okay, she's found purpose.
Good. I'm assuming that sword's not coming out of this new gentleman's hands. Be given back to her husband. Is that right?
That is. Somehow, I don't know how I know, but I believe that Sarah wants Brack to.
Yeah, her sword has always been special, and it's always chosen who's wielded it. So I assume that would be the case. If not him, someone else's. But he looks like a formidable enough fellow. Brock gives her one of these.
I'm sure Jack will be more than happy just having his daughter back.
Well, my offer still stands. If you need us for anything, just let me know. You know where to find me. I probably won't be around here too much. I was just picking up something to eat. Kind of lucky you saw me. Kind of shrugs.
What news have you of the conglomerate, Renan?
Should there be any news? I don't really deal with much that goes on in Spellmont or care about their laws. They don't reach too far off. The association kind of has a stronger presence in the Red Wheel. Why? What have you heard? What?
Brax just kind of crosses his arms and sits back.
Your answer has been helpful enough, Ren says.
Okay. Kind of shrugs. And she gets up, finishes her tankard, puts it on the table, and she looks at Broxgar and she says, "To dead friends." And walks away. As she's walking out the door, the more keen-eyed of you notice that someone's entering into the tavern as she's exiting. And kind of seems to just walk almost directly towards... Now, real quick, I just need to make sure I confirm this correctly. Who was given the phylactery by the Magier in the pyramid?
Sam has the phylactery.
In walks Kurgosler, the Magier.
Yeah.
Walking past the Lady Sternblade and just kind of walks over to the table. You got it?
Fuck off.
He slams his kind of hand on the table, like just kind of reaching up to do it, and says, "Where is it?"
I hope you realize the only reason I'm doing this is because my party's dumb enough not to actually listen to you, and I just slam it on the table.
He grabs it up, slides it into his coat, and then vanishes.
Like actually vanishes?
Like teleports.
What did we just do there?
Make an Arcana check, Sam.
All right.
Was it of his own volition, or did it activate?
That's a 10.
You have no idea what just happened.
Actually, okay, here's a question, because I actually do have an idea what just happened.
You as a player have an idea of what just happened, but you're not sure if he left of his own volition or if the item took him.
Okay.
Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta piss.
Good luck.
No, I say that in character. And I want to chase after Amanda real quick, if that's possible. Just have a little side conversation.
Anybody have anything they want to do on the inside before we get to that? No?
Valette just brings up concerns about the Lich in the phylactery and also needing to track down the Dream Shard as well. It's another thing to keep on our radar and may be of importance to purify it.
Perfectly fine. All right, you make it to her out on the street. She kind of turns back. Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They still don't know, and because of the because of the people we're doing business with in the city, I don't want them to know specifically, what kind of information I'm giving you. But we did. We got into all kinds of shit. The Gentleman's Society requested we reforge our undaunted friend Villette. We sought out the Soul Forge, which turned out to be under the conglomerate's control in a temple deep under. All throughout the temple, there was heavy demonic influence. The conglomerate is just as corrupt as we suspect.
Demons like the ones the people were worshipping that were doing these things to Sarah?
Sam was right.
Yeah. I believe the specific prince's name is Dur. Is he still a prince, or is he I don't even know. Durin.
I'm not a religious type. I would say you'd want to speak to the barkeep in there.
Yeah, he's one of the. I'm pretty sure he controls his own fucking dominion. But I'm pretty sure I also came almost face to face with his presence while we were in that temple.
Well, I've heard stories about members of the Watch who have crossed over into Batali, and there's a demon prince that reigns there as well. It's not a great place. There's also reports of a demon prince known as Humbaba, who lives in Jernaris, reigns in a place called Stonechild Tower. I don't know much about demons. All I know is that they're formidable foes, and we aren't typically.
I didn't. I feel I'm in over my head with this. At first, I was working with criminals and scum throughout the city of Raskar, which I already thought was bad enough, but now we're coming face to face with demons. And I feel like I'm a little out of my league.
You could always just leave them and join the Watch.
I laugh. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Me as a DM? No, I'd hate that.
No, Amanda, yeah.
She said, I would. You seem formidable, and you're a man of your word, or a Dwegar of your word. You could go back.
I've definitely chosen a rather wild path, but I have to stick it out. I have to see the conglomerate taken down.
Based on
one way or the other.
Based on what you've told me, you go quite you've gone to quite some lengths with these people. I think what you need to understand is the same thing we understand about any individual we accept into the Watch. You're gonna die for somebody. Is it gonna be worth it?
There have already been a few who've given their life in this joined quest.
For you?
And for me, yeah. And I would gladly lay mine down for the individuals I stand.
Well, I'll tell you something. Being honest with people you travel with is probably one of the most important things you can do. And if you don't feel right about what you're getting into, and you have misgivings, keeping that close to the chest isn't a good idea. You might want to talk to somebody.
It's for their own safety. I don't want any of these gangs to know that the business we're conducting is being to authorities such as the academy.
The association knows. That makes sense. And a good play on your part. What I would say is that if you feel like these people are willing to lay down their lives for you, maybe hope they don't get caught up in the aftermath if things go south. If you're playing this the way it sounds like you're playing it, She says as she kind of crosses her arms, kind of looking down at you. You may want to let him know. Or, if you don't care, then, well, to hell with them. Or to a cell with them.
I appreciate your words, and I'll consider them. Hopefully, if shit ever does go down, so to speak, with the conglomerate, we can count on you in the watch still.
I still owe you a favor.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, Lady Stoneblade, and we'll be in contact.
Sounds like you have a lot more of trouble in doing that for yourself. So I'll wish you the luck, and may Averia watch over you, or rather, may Baldendar watch over you. Kind of nods and heads off. And then she kind of stops and over her shoulder says, "Fuck it, both of them. Both of them can watch over you." And she walks away. Back inside?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys are still sitting there, kind of meandering about. Again, there aren't too many people in here. Barkeep, you guys.
So now what? We did what the Gentleman's Society wanted us to. Do we have another meeting of all these super cool criminal guys?
Everybody said quiet. Why are you muted?
I mean, we don't really have anything planned, but, you know, maybe I could see if we could schedule something, put something in their day planners, and, you know, like, get some lovely roses. That sort of, we can have a fucking proper tea party. Still think they're going to try to kill us. Well, at least Mardigan might. And, you know, the other guys, the ones that wanted the hoax.
Oh, they're definitely gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, no, that's why Sam says, I think. So yeah, you know. It'll be a fun couple of days.
We've fought demons recently. I'm not scared of a few scoundrels.
Oh, the thing is,
Hold on.
demons at least have civilized rules. Scoundrels will cut your balls off.
Hard cut. Back at the house. Gilbert, you're gathering yourself through mustering. You're kind of keeping collected. A couple of people have told you that there have been a couple of people who've stopped by to speak with you. And your quote-unquote replacement Kale has done his best to kind of facilitate. They tell you that a couple of different people have stopped by to see you. Most of them you recognize as nobles, basically treating, since you are attempting to throw a party as a housewarming party that's been kind of put to the wayside. Some people of interest, particularly your friend in the bureaucracy element, and then also an individual named Mallard Brighton was attempting to speak with you. Not much information was gleaned as to why that's the case. Of course, Julian Crosswell is interested about the party. An individual named Afrigrad Bargum, who you know as the mayor of Spellmoth, was also interested in kind of speaking with you. Again, no information outlined there. And last but not least, one individual who came to speak with you and who Kale mentioned was very rude and was kind of seen off of the premise by the guards, was an individual named Saza Kenichi.
How do you spell that?
SAZAKENICHI.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. Alright, what does he know about him? Anything?
He wore bright, lavish colors and wore talismans that had a series of blades on them over a ornate symbol. He's a Sayryujin man. Bright colors, pinks and like bright blues and oranges. Older, carried a small blade. the description's kind of matching up with the guy who beat the shit out of you in when you went to go and speak to the guy behind the mirror.
Oh, yeah, nice. Great. I'm looking forward to speaking with that person.
Yep. And
Alright.
any questions about anything in the household? Anything that you would have been interested in knowing?
I want to know if anybody has heard anything from the king about their lands that they could settle.
Yes.
Have any lands been granted to
So-
the gnomes?
That appears to be Kale's current single engagement. It's what they're trying to basically ferret out is a place for everyone to live. Because as you currently understand it, all rooms, first floor and second floor, have been overtaken by gnomes. The guest house outside, which was in construction, was hastily built and is now basically just a shack that's been kind of brought up very quickly. The guards and the archers are set to stay in barracks in the basement, and a number of servers have been hired among the gnome people that have entered in to serve and are basically being paid out of the coffers. Kale's current goal is to liquidate assets outside that are not important. He is closing on a deal today for a warehouse that's basically going to waste, sitting on the H, just on the outside of the. It's basically sitting on the border of three boroughs.
Is that the warehouse that I'm thinking of?
I don't know which warehouse you're thinking of. The only
Thinking
one.
of
The only one you
that we
own.
gave.
The only one. Is it the only one you own?
One I owned that I gave away.
Yeah.
Didn't I give that to?
You never gave the contract over.
No, I thought I did.
No, you said you were going to, but it never happened.
Ba-ba-ba.
Oh shit.
You said you were going to prior to the meeting, and during the meeting it never happened.
Oh man, let me see. I gotta check my notes. I thought I did. Maybe I thought I did.
I'll double check, and I just watched it a couple of days, or maybe like a week
Oh.
ago. But
Son of a bitch. That's bad news, guys.
A son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's me, a Scrooge Mario.
anyway,
Oh no. Yeah, I can't see. I'll have to check my notes too. 'Cause I thought I did, but maybe I did
fair enough. Anyway,
episodes ago.
point is, the warehouse is being sold to try and make a decent amount of currency so that they can afford more food, more materials for building on the property. The foods that are currently in your larders and your stockpiles were purchased with coin that was brought by the Stormloft Kurgoslers. It seems that they came with a decent amount of coin, but they need to come up with some form of currency to move past the next couple of 6 days.
Well, I'm kind
And,
of upset about that. But when I think about all the young gnome kids that are going to get food from the sale of that warehouse, I
The-
feel a little bit better.
The last thing that you'll note
They're
too
so cute.
is that you saw that there was an airship when
Yeah,
you were first
parked
here,
over.
parked over.
Yeah.
It's not there.
What was the deal with that? Did they know?
If you're asking
Where they
about
came in?
everyone who is asked that question, they
Yeah.
go, and they just don't seem to answer your questions.
Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't like that.
They seem to be kind of like, can't talk about that. Ask Kale when he gets back.
All right. Did they even invade my room?
No, your room has been.
Oh.
It does look like the bed has been used. So you assume that Kale has been sleeping in your bed.
Huh.
Son of a gun, man. He just took right over. All right.
Hey, Ren.
Yeah.
If they left Gilbert's room alone, I know where we're sleeping tonight.
Where's that?
Gilbert's room.
It's gonna be a slumber party.
Oh no, we're kicking you out.
Go sleep with your family.
When they get to my room, they
Oh,
get there and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kick him out." No, this is gonna be great. This
And
is-
Lauren's
One of-
secretly laughing.
Oh well.
Good times. Anything back at Kurgosler Manor before I switch back to the other group?
Well, no. I just have to wait to talk to Kel, I guess.
Okay.
I would make myself at home, kind of get comfortable. Maybe
Sure.
do a long rest if I get a chance.
All right. The other group, you guys are heading back to Kurgosler Manor, or are you guys doing something else?
I mean, Valette, just recap, because of the break, Valette had thrown out the different things to think about, like the Dream Shard,
Sure.
Kengo, Mardigans, there's something else I forget even. But
saw-
just like,
Was
What?
it Brack who saw the Dream Sword get taken, or was it someone else?
Vrak, I believe, saw what happened.
Did anyone else? I don't remember if that happened or not.
When whatever exclamation happened, I ran towards the room and I think I fell down.
Okay.
Once I got into
That's right,
Kentucky.
because of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily like. It was supposing that was probably the most recent conversation or different things about that.
Sure. Brack would then mention what he said he saw. He said he saw some sort of figure kind of crouched over Yen Lauren's body, taking the staff, moving it away from him, and then vanishing once it exited out of the Orvo's radius.
Is there any way to track magical teleportation and where destinations might arrive? Sam.
I mean, there are ways to track things, but A, I don't have any of them, and B, I probably would have either had to have seen the thing or be familiar with it in some way. And actually, I'm not even sure if I can do that. Gilbert might be able to do something like that. I can't remember if that's something that you have to get from some sort of faith or whatnot. Anyway, there are ways, but again, there has to be some knowledge of whatever you're trying to see. So, maybe? There are magical items we could use. They're called, scribe pies or something like that.
Well, once we're back with Gilbert, there's one more thing that I feel like I should at least bring forth to you all, as it might affect us going forward. But I want to wait till he's here.
Okay. You guys head back to Lord Kirk Gosler's manor. I would say time-wise, it's probably getting close to mid-afternoon by this point. As you are approaching, you do see an entourage of individuals
I
with
thought it was
flags.
night. Were
No.
they there all night?
No, it wasn't. It was morning.
It was early morning. We were 8 a.m., not
Oh.
p.m. 8 a.m.
the bar
I
was
thought
closed.
You were at the bars at closing time because it was too late.
No,
Okay.
it was way too
8
early.
a.m. is 8 p.m.
That
would
makes
not be
more sense.
closing time.
Alright, I
Man,
lost it at that point.
it's okay. Yeah, no, it's bright daylight out. That's why he's not here. That's why he's doing work. He's not doing that in the middle of the night. You silly.
See, I
kid.
like-
What he's up to.
This is the reason why we should just go with a 24-hour clock.
Yeah.
One of these silly things would be 8 o'clock or 20.
So as you guys are making your way back, you would see that an entourage is approaching of gnomes. It seems that they are flying the Kurgosler banner. And it looks like there's an older looking gnome that kind of looks like Gilbert, but quite a bit different. I unfortunately do not have his picture queued up, but I will make sure to have it ready for next session. The main point is you guys will be entering into the house at about the same time, and that's where we'll be picking up next session. The one thing I will point out is a DM kind of side scene, the cool introductory scene where you see something that might be of importance next session. As that group heads into the house and you guys move into the same position some distance away across street in a small alleyway, an individual kind of turns and looks at you and scratches his beard. His pink, in dark, bright blue colors, orange robes kind of fluttering in the wind, the coastal breeze. And as he watches you enter into the house, he retreats back into the shadows. And that's where we'll pick up next session. Thanks for watching, those who stuck it out, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.